Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up, everybody? And welcome into Studio Day Jeffrey. It's good to see you. I added a button. I added a button to my machine. We are going to talk Cowboys draft. And I realize, I guess anybody who's not watching this would never hear this. But anybody who's not watching this, you're absolutely forgiven. It's going to be a little niche to be talking about NFL draft stuff on January 8th. I realized that when my friend Bob Sturm yelled at me. He texted me yesterday and he was like, bro, it's January. Chill out. And I was like, bro, I started watching when Dak got hurt. So catch up and then hop on here. And I think that'll happen. But anyway, I'm grateful for all of you suckers that are in here. And I just mean suckers as a word, not like, haha, I got you. Hope you're feeling better. I was feeling okay yesterday, I think. I was feeling okay. Just getting mad at addiction towards the end. I have a nicotine patch on each arm because I ran out of the step ones. So I put on 2 step 2s, which is still just 28 milligrams. And there's 144 milligrams of nicotine in a can of dip. So I'm still doing way better. I do have new buttons on the machine. We're going to talk about the draft. And I realize that this 1 minute and 20 second beginning to this video, boy, I hope that most of the people here are already familiar with my work because I am not hooking anybody who's new with everything that I've covered in the last 90 seconds. Let's make sure before we do this that nothing's happened with Mike McCarthy in the last 10 minutes. Mike McCarthy. No, we're fine. Safe to broadcast about not Mike McCarthy. So here's the concept for today's video. I'll have to put to start. Oh, why not just start the day effing it up? That's fair.
Why not just start the day fucking it up?
I added this too.
My name is Jeff.
I can't hear it because I don't wear headphones. So just tell me if that came out as what I hope it was.
My name is Jeff.
And if it did, I could combine 2 things, and it could be...
My name is Jeff.
Cavanaugh! But I think the Cavanaugh one comes through real hot. It looks like it does, and I don't know how to bring that volume down. Maybe I could open it in a different program. Anyway.
Hey, Brad.
Whatever. I can't believe people are here because I'm not doing anything productive. I did not watch Scattaboo last night, so I can't help you with the Scattaboo scouting report. I don't have you covered yet. But what I do have is a concept that I thought was fun. Somebody on Twitter, what they asked me, or on X, whatever you like to call it. I can't not call it Twitter. It's never going to happen. I can't. A guy asked me, what is the best combination? Wide receiver, running back, and defensive player in the first 3 rounds. And I thought, oh, what a fun game to slow roll people towards the NFL draft where I can pick a name. YouTube has apparently banned me from giving you money. I don't like that. Monetization on. I don't like that at all. Huh. You could try gifting afterwards. Or what if I what about Venmo? Check this out. At Jeff Cavanaugh-1. There's my Venmo if you just want to donate. It sounds so weird, right? It doesn't seem weird to get a super chat because it's part of the gig, right? You're broadcasting to make money. But then if it comes directly to me and a different outfit doesn't get to take a part of it, it feels weird. Like somebody sent me money. I don't know. Whatever. But I'm very appreciative of everybody that's here. Check. What about over there? That one's showing levels. It's the same thing. What in the F is going on in the world? Anyway, I don't know what just happened with the mic. Jeff's rants on how terrible Jerry is brings joy. No, it should be back. It wasn't muted, but when I went into my settings, it has default Rodecaster mic and then Rodecaster mic. Somehow it got itself confused. We should be back now. We're back now. Don't you all put, oh no, we're back. Somebody confirm that. Yeah, we're back. Okay. Yeah. I can see levels. That's why I switched the thing I use. I knew I had a problem. Yeah, I like ranting about Jerry kinda. It's fun. I like to do it. It's fun. Check, 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 check. It's the same piece of equipment, and it makes me switch between the two of them. This is going to be the worst stream of all time. It must not be plugged in right in some way. What do we got here? There's no way this is going to fix itself. I have to keep going to settings and switching from audio input from default microphone roadcaster to microphone roadcaster. And then it decides it doesn't like that one. And it tells me that the audio is off. And then I go switch it back to the other one. And then the other one works for a second. This is not going to fix itself. Watch, this is going to cut out again. It's going to cut out again. But I'll see when it happens. You guys don't have to tell me. I'll lose my mind. I do enjoy ranting about Jerry a little bit, but part of that I also don't like because it's like getting close to the sort of broadcasting that I actually don't like, but it's fun as a little bit every once in a while to just yell because it's all rooted in truth and it's fun to vent a little bit. But here's the goal. The goal, Jerry could be messing with my stuff. The goal was pick a running back, a receiver, and a defensive player in the first 3 rounds of the draft. And I did think, oh, what a great way to get people to know a lot of names as we get going towards draft season. Because I had to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different combinations. One with a defensive player first, then a receiver, then a running back. One with a defensive player, then a running back, then a receiver. Then I had to do receiver, defense, running back, receiver, running back, defense. And then I had to do running back, receiver, defense, running back, defense, receiver. So I had to do it 9 different ways. And it's fun. So I'll go through them all. How about that? And we can do this with different positions to get to know more guys. Jeff's going to have a stroke before the draft. Thoughts on Wind and Truth. I restarted Stormlight Archives because Wind and Truth was coming out, which was the 5th book in the Stormlight Archives series. Don't worry, guys. This is going to take 10 seconds. And so I knew I was going to get the book the day it came out, but I wanted to restart the series to refresh myself. So I'm almost done with the 4th book so that I can actually start on book 5, which came out, which is sitting on my counter waiting for me. Okay. And somebody asked it, Savion Williams is my guy. I love Savion Williams. I'm a little scared, but I love Savion Williams. Like, what if I can get Savion Williams in the 3rd round? Now I have no questions. If I get him in the 2nd round, I'm pretty darn happy. That would be fun. If Ted McMillan's at 12, I would take him, then D tackle and running back or cornerback in round 3. Okay, and we could do that. And it's true, I can't get kicked any further out of the building. Although I did get contacted by a friend and former coworker at The Fan today who wanted me to come on and talk Cowboys tomorrow at 5:20. So you will hear me on The Fan tomorrow. But I, of course, am on DLLS. Make sure you're following youtube.com/@DLLS_sports on YouTube. Are you guys ready? Let's say the Cowboys pick a defensive player in the 1st round. Picking at 12, I would say a realistic option, maybe. I could honestly see this guy going anywhere from top 5 or 6 all the way into the 20s, maybe. Jalen Walker, Georgia, 6'5", 200, and 6'2". 6'2"? 6'5"? Let me go to my notes. I thought I knew it off the top of my head. I think he's 6'2", right? 6'2", 245. 6'2", 245 is Jalen Walker. He's at Georgia. He plays some linebacker. He plays some edge, and he is quite good at both. I love his tape. Everything that I typed is so positive about how strong he is, about how fast he is, about how despite the fact that he's 6'2", 245, which isn't what you think of as a pass rushing edge, that he still wins there. He's just more powerful than most 6'2", 245-pound guys. So he's relentless. He can run. At linebacker, he can go sideline to sideline. He can rush the passer. My notes say he's one of my 3 favorite players in the class. The only thing is he's also 6'2", 245. He's not going to play the edge all the time. Is he going to be a blitzing linebacker? Is he going to play some of both? I got a tweener thing here, but I can't deny my notes. My notes say that is absolutely a first-round player. So, Jalen Walker, I like him. I like him a lot. You just have to figure out how to use him. He's Micah-ish, but I think Micah is considerably more agile, bendy, Gumby type things. Walker is like a more packed in their muscle version that doesn't have quite this stuff, right? So if you want to take defense in the first round, I think Jalen Walker's a guy that fits around there. Tweener scares me. Me too. A lot of guys in the first round that I'm going to talk about kind of scare me. It's not a great top of the first round compared to a lot of years. There's not a lot of guys that you're going to feel awesome about. There's guys that you're going to have things that you really, really love and be like, but there's also this. So we could take Jalen Walker. So now I've taken my defensive player in the first round. I'm going to take a receiver in the second round. I'd like to introduce you to, is it Elick or Elick? Ayo Manor. He plays at Stanford. He's 6'2". He's 210 pounds. I like him a lot. One of my notes is shout out to this guy for not quitting the sport of football because Stanford's offense was bad. My guy couldn't get a good ball thrown to him to save his life. But he's 6'2", he's 210, and when you have guys that size, it jumps out to me when you got sweet feet. So he's a full-size dude, can play outside, can play X. You're talking about a big dude. But he's also got the foot fire, the quick feet, the release packages to get off the line of scrimmage and do it with explosive movements. He can be a deep threat. I don't think he's a burner, but he can be a down the field guy. But he would be a nice X receiver, and CeeDee could keep moving around. So you've got my big man, my move around. I still got to find me a running back. But we're working with something, right? We're working with something. We need D-line and O-lines before anything. Here's the problem. I appreciate the super chat. You're not wrong. We can't have everything. No matter what I do in this, if I said we're going to do our first 3 rounds on insert positions here, no matter which 3 I do, we're going to be short 3. Because top of my head, I think you probably need, 6 things? I need a starting corner, maybe 2. I need a starting 3 technique defensive tackle. I need a wide receiver 2. I need a starting running back. I need a linebacker. And I need depth at a lot of places. And I would like to upgrade the offensive line too. We want long hair Jeff back. I'll go for it. I'll do it. How do you feel about my list? What was your list? We need Gruden. Who gave me a list? Let me see. I can't see your, I can't find it. You have to send it again, unless it was a super. If it was a super, I will go find it. Hold on, a little taste of energy drink. So in a hypothetical world where we've gone defense receiver with Jalen Walker, Georgia, Ayo Manor. My monitor just turned off. I don't think it turned anything off for real. I think it just turned my monitor off. I bet we're still rolling. Maybe we're not. Boy, do you think it's the cold doing this? Am I on? Is my mic working? My mic's working. My camera turned off though. Turn the camera back on. Guys, everything is a train wreck right now. My camera's fine. It's lit up. Let's go to video. And let's go to a different video input and then switch back. See, it's so dumb. If you just switch and then switch back, it was frozen with my mouth open. That's about right. We're going to have to update the studio. And I don't know what to update. Everything that I have is state of the art. Running back Dylan Sampson, Tennessee, is who we're going to put in there. Jalen Walker, Stanford wide receiver, whose name I need to be more confident about pronouncing. And then Dylan Sampson, 3rd round, Tennessee. He's fun. He is not as big as like your Omarion Hampton at North Carolina or Caleb Johnson at Iowa. Sampson is more of your stop and go. I will make big plays. I change direction quickly. He is more of that sort of back, but he's not a tiny guy. It's not like he's that's a little scat back. He's listed at 5'11", 201. But the name of his game is evasiveness, quickness, make people miss, get going fast, and he can make some big plays for you, okay? So there, bang. You want a linebacker in the first round? No. I don't want a linebacker in the first round. If Jalen Walker couldn't rush the passer, I would not want Jalen Walker in the first round. There is a linebacker that I really like in this draft, and you'll hear his name later when I'm taking a linebacker in the second round. Taking a defensive player first, then a running back, then a receiver. Get to know Micah Williams, Georgia defensive end. And I know that I'm going to have to fight with people about him, and I might lose the fight. Micah Williams is full size as hell. That dude's about 6'5", 265, long arms, strong, athletic, everything. Doesn't have the sack numbers or the pass rush repertoire that you dream of in a top 10 pick, but everything you could dream of physically is there. And that will get him picked, I believe, in the top 15, maybe as low as 20 if people find another edge or two they like over him. Maybe some of the really twitched up, little more athletic guys, maybe one or two of them could go ahead of him, maybe. But that's a name to know. You want to be able to play stout run defense with a guy that also has, I'm not going to say he wouldn't be any sort of pass rusher immediately, but he doesn't have a full repertoire. I think he could give you pass rush as a rookie, and he could give you run defense as a rookie for sure. And that would beef up your defensive line a little bit. That would be fun. So now, bam, I took defense in the first round again. This time, instead of taking a receiver in the second, we're going to take a running back. We're going to take Omarion Hampton, North Carolina. Omarion Hampton is a horse. That dude carries North Carolina's offense like there is no tomorrow. They hand it to him, they hand it to him, they hand it to him, they throw it to him, they hand it to him, they throw it to him. So he's useful as a receiver, as a rookie. He is a full-size running back. I'll get you the exact size on Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton, 6 foot, 219 pounds, ran for 1,660 yards, caught 38 balls. He is, I'm going to give you 2 second-round running backs throughout the course of this exercise. Omarion Hampton's one of them. Caleb Johnson at Iowa is the other one. Caleb Johnson, I think, is more of your run-of-the-mill, sounds like an insult, but more of your very steady, going to follow the thing exactly where it's supposed to be, going to get the foot in the ground and go, going to maximize that run, going to fall forward, all of that. Hampton, I think, has a little bit more of the wiggle and improvisation and ability to bust a big play. Maybe not as consistently right as Johnson, but I think he's got a little more in terms of what's not exactly scripted on this play and as a receiver. So Omarion Hampton could be your lead running back. That would be your pick in the second round. Third round, Jack Besh, TCU wide receiver. I believe he's 6'1", 6'2", and about 220 pounds. B-E-C-H. Find my notes. Jack Besh, 6'2", 215. Over 1,000 yards this season on 62 catches. He had 1 drop. Played for LSU 2 years, played for TCU 2 years. And my understanding is they had to figure out, is he going to be a tiny tight end or is he going to be a big receiver? And they went with big receiver. So he's not a great separator, but he catches everything. He blocks. He has nuance to his route running. He can fight through physicality and routes. He's just going to be reliable, dude. He going to be reliable, dude. So we have now done 2 scenarios where we pick defense first. Defense, receiver, running back, defense, running back, receiver. Now let's flip it. Receiver goes first. If you're going to take a receiver in the first round, Let's get to know Luther Burden at Missouri. Luther Burden, I want to give you guys measurables every time. I've got Luther Burden, son of a bitch. I didn't type his in. Hold on. I've got him over here, though. 5'11", 210. If you look up height and weights of football a lot, you'll realize that is pretty thick for that height. Luther Burden is a Debo's not saying Debo is not fair, but it's Debo-ish in that Luther Burden, you just get the ball to him and watch the fireworks happen. I think he runs considerably better than Debo, but you also can't really compare anybody to Debo after the catch in terms of breaking all of the tackles. But Luther Burden is a dude that can be a deep threat, can take the screen pass and give you hell. The third time he catches a screen pass and some poor corner's got to try to line him up, he's going to want to quit football because it's hard out there. So Luther Burden's a dude that after the catch gives you hell. Gives you hell. Don't forget my super chat, Brother Jeff. Hold on, Brandon. Let me scroll along back. Oh, I see you. Did Scoutcast retire? The world needs to try. Jeff, Vach, and Broadus would love Foots in there too. You'll get all those things. You will get Jeff and Vach and Broadus and Foots. You'll get all those things. We're actually behind the scenes. I promise Vach and I will do Scoutcast. And I promise Broadus and I are going to be working together twice a week. The Scoutcast thing, we might have something cooking in terms of tying in the workplace to get some monies for it and make it a consistent thing. So yeah, in this one, what did we do? Luther Burden in the first round, Missouri wide receiver. Now you know him. I'm going to take a defensive player in the second round for this one. So it'll go receiver, defense, running back. And I'm going to go Jihad Campbell, Alabama linebacker. When I first watched him, I was like, yeah, he's decent. And I think I mentioned this yesterday in a stream. I actually have to get back into like a tape watching groove when I start doing draft stuff, because when you're watching NFL tape to get, your content for what you thought about what happened in a game, et cetera, watching tape to evaluate a player is different. So Campbell was one of the first players I watched. And I was like, he's all right. Then I got about 45 players in and I went back and did a couple more games and I was like, oh boy. Jihad Campbell's a player. He's 6'2", 245. I have to go with his first name because I've got multiple Campbells in here. 6'3", 245. Over 100 tackles, 11 and a half tackles for loss, 5 sacks, an interception, 2 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles. That's a big old Fred Warner looking dude. They can do it all. He can play the run. He can thump. He will line up on the edge and rush the passer a little bit. I don't think he offers a ton there. I think he offers more from off the ball doing those things. But, I mean, he is a big, long, strong, fast run defender, can make plays in coverage. He is a big old do-it-all linebacker, Jihad Campbell, Alabama. And all of these, it's possible they could be gone before where I'm trying to pick them, but don't worry about all that. And in this one, we have Luther Burden, Jihad Campbell, and then I need a third-round running back, Travion Henderson, Ohio State. You've seen him play in the college football playoff. I keep going back and forth with Henderson and his own teammate, Quinshon Judkins, on which one I like better, but I think I like them both right around the top of the third round. And Henderson, I'd have to look up their listings. He plays like he's a little bit of the smaller of the two Ohio State backs, and it's much like comparing North Carolina's Omarion Hampton and Iowa's Caleb Johnson in the second round. Comparing the two Ohio State guys for me in the third round is very similar, where I think Henderson probably offers more in terms of consistency. Like, he's not always actually money in the bank at his reads, but he's usually right, and it looks like what you're used to. Like, you're not going to see extra shit. It's going to be, let me get this foot in the ground. Let me get it through here. And if you give him a chance, he's got the speed and the quickness to pop big plays. So I like Henderson. And at the moment, I have him right in front of his own teammate, who I think is more powerful. And if you put him in a situation where you need someone stiff-armed through the dirt, I think I like Judkins better. But either way, Travion Henderson, Ohio State, third-round running back. If I want to take a first-round receiver, then go running back, then go defense, who do you think of the two is more explosive? Out of which two? The Ohio State guys? Campbell's going in the first round. He probably will. The Ohio State running backs, I think Henderson's more explosive in terms of speed. I think if you need a broken tackle to lead to the big play, Judkins has a better chance to give you that. So they're just different. And I would take Tennessee's Dylan Sampson over either one. I just didn't want to repeat names. So I've now given you 3 different third-round running backs who might all go in the second. So Burden, Campbell, Henderson. Different scenario with a receiver going first. Receiver, then running back, then defense. Emeka Egbuka, if you watch this channel, I've talked about him a lot. Emeka Egbuka, I love Emeka Egbuka's game. He is, what is he about? 6'1", 205. You guys want me to just read my notes on Egbuka? Love him blocking. Oh dear, found my guy. Route running MFer. First quarter lines up in line to motion out to block for a screen, then routes a guy up on a slant, then flanks the quarterback opposite a running back and takes a handoff. He's a football playing son of a bitch. He might not have an elite thing, but he is a good at everything guy. Wonderful blocker, capable of taking a handoff and evading tackles. Incredible route runner. Love him. Plays everywhere. Balance, strength, consistency. Accelerates well and violently. Knows where the holes in zone are. Numbers could be so much bigger. Slants, whip routes, screens across the field. He's going to separate. He ain't slow either. My only thing is he isn't really this is my own verbatim words. My only thing is he isn't really a stick runner and planter. He's more of a bender curver in breaks. So he's not an elite separator in that way or after the catch. But outside of that, he's lovely. That's Emeka Egbuka. If you can't tell, I like him. And if you took him in the first round and then you take a running back in the second round, I've already talked about him. Caleb Johnson at Iowa. He's a workhorse type of dude. He's a full-size dude. He's a fall-forward dude. He's a knows where the hole is guy. He's a one-cut runner. Big, strong, finish. I don't think he's going to be a spectacular make magic happen guy, but I think he's going to be a good NFL running back. And so he would be the running back there in the second round. And in the third round, a new name for you that I watched yesterday because I was just trying to figure out, and I've only seen 50-something guys. Ashton Jeanty, Louisville, 6'3", 275 pounds. He only had 4.5 sacks this year. He had 11 sacks the year before. But there's a Louisville edge guy that I like because let's get to the notes. Why is this on the wrong tab? Open my tabs. Oh, it's because my tabs are right here. Jalot. 6'3", 275, 10 tackles for loss, 26.5 sacks in his 4 years. Has some power to walk not DTs, OTs. Has some power to walk offensive tackles, agility to show a spin move, plays in control, plays with good forward lean and leverage. He's a thick edge player that keeps himself square, moves well laterally while contending with blockers, finds the ball, stacks and sheds tight ends and backs effortlessly, no wasted motion. Good block slipper and runs well for 275. Will reduce down and play some inside snaps occasionally. So close on some plays, but can't quite finish. Not a bendy, twitched up guy. Useful, well-rounded edge prospect. Good with his hands. Bang. I should sell these notes. What incredible notes I have. Sampson is a one cut and go downhill guy. He is But he can also, when he gets in trouble, go, stop, other way, stop, other way. Mike Green, everyone at DFW is falling from. You don't want to know how much I love Mike Green. Marshall defensive end. I put him in one of these so that I can talk about him. So that is, if we go defense first, 2 different drafts. We're going defense, a running back, and a wide receiver. These are, I've now gone through 4 different drafts. It's a catch up for anybody who's missed it. Jalen Walker, Georgia. If you want to hear brief scouting reports on these guys, start over. Go find them. Jalen Walker, A.O. Minor, the Stanford receiver, Dylan Sampson, Tennessee running back. Other defense first. Michael Williams, Georgia edge guy. Omarion Hampton, North Carolina running back. Jack Besh, TCU wide receiver. Going wide receiver first. Luther Burden, Missouri. Defense, Jihad Campbell, Alabama linebacker. Travion Henderson, Ohio State running back. Going other receiver first. Emeka Ibuka, Ohio State. Caleb Johnson, Iowa running back. Ashton, I don't know how to say it. Gelate? Tape don't have audio. Louisville edge guy. Going running back first. Congratulations, guys. You have found the one scenario where I absolutely positively cannot pick 2 different names for the first pick. Ashton Jeanty, Boise State. And then just to have fun, if you want to take the receiver next, I've already done, who else have I done as second round receivers? I did Io Minor, Savion Williams, TCU. I love him way too much. When he's not a stud, it's going to hurt me. Savion Williams is 6'5" and 225 pounds. And I have no idea how TCU didn't get him 1,500 yards. They got him 600. And they couldn't run the ball, so they asked him to start playing wildcat quarterback and running back. And he went back there and went ham. There is rawness to him as a wide receiver, but he also will make some incredible catches. I think he did have like 9 drops, which is way too many for a guy with 60 catches. So there's inconsistency in his game. There's inconsistency as a route runner. There's a limit to how many routes they asked him to run. He didn't make a bunch of, I think he only had 3 deep catches this season and almost 20 screen catches in 60. So like there is a statistical profile that leads you to not saying that's a first round wide receiver. But boy, when I tell you he is 6'5", 225 pounds, and there ain't nobody on that football field that can deal with him, he is a monster. He is a monster. Yeah, the combine, he's going to destroy the combine. With how fast and powerful he is, he's going to run a 4.4 flat, maybe better. Maybe he is slower than that. He looks fast. He definitely gets out off the line of scrimmage and can create separation that way, can toss people off of him, can make the incredible catch, impossible to tackle one-on-one. He's a monster. I love Savion Williams. There's a world where he played at a different college and is a more developed guy and is no doubt the top receiver in the draft. I love him. Sounds like a project, Jeff. High risk, high reward if it pans out. Very possible. Savion could he could bust. I love Savion Williams. And then third round. So we got Jeanty, Savion Williams, and third round. We'll see if he goes down this far, but I need to have more third round guys to reference that I've seen on tape before I could really do this exercise right, probably. Deion Walker, Kentucky. Hell, he might go in the first round. He's a 340-pound defensive tackle at Kentucky that has no clue what he's doing. But he is 340 pounds. He is strong. He is quick. He is agile. And the ceiling is the roof. I really don't think he knows what he's doing. His pad level's not good a lot of times. When it is, holy crap, he's fun. If we go running back, defense, and then receiver, Ashton Jeanty. I don't think you guys need an Ashton Jeanty scouting report. He's a monster. Yeah, Deion Walker's boomer bust too. That would be a super fun boomer bust draft. Second round, Mike Green out of Marshall. And I will not be surprised if Mike Green out of Marshall goes in the first round. I will not be surprised at all. I am tempted to give him a real-life first-round grade. My only thing, and maybe I will after the Senior Bowl, the only thing about Mike Green is I only got 3 games of tape on Mike Green. and 2 of them are against people that don't matter, so I don't even care that he had like 3 sacks in each game. The other one's against Ohio State, and I had to ask around to my people, is Ohio State's right tackle any good? And the answer I got back is no, but he's still playing at Ohio State. Mike Green took that man to the woodshed. He's small. 6'2", he's 245 pounds. Mike Green is a small edge, plays at Marshall, had 17 sacks this year. He's listed at 6'3", 245, 22 and a half tackles for loss, 17 sacks. I watched him against Louisiana Monroe for 5 minutes before I turned it off because I'm like, I don't care what you do to these guys. Then I watched him against Ohio State. He was stronger, faster, quicker, better than Ohio State's right tackle by a million miles. That dude couldn't do anything with him. He's undersized, but boy, he plays strong. He plays strong. He can win in so many ways. He can just win the corner. The quickness with which he can shoot the hands and then just bang, bang, and be out of there. After I had already fallen in love with him as a prospect, he then debuted an outside spin move for a sack. Mike Green's a dude. He's just at Marshall. And so I don't have tape of him going up against an NFL player. After the Senior Bowl, he might be a top 10, top 15 pick. Mike Green's a dude. And third round, I'd like to introduce to you Xavier Restrepo, wide receiver, Miami. He's a slot guy that I'm trying to get a comp that isn't a guy that looks like me. Because he's a white guy. I think technically he's a white and Mexican guy. And so I'm trying not to call him Wes Welker or Julian Edelman or whatever. But he is at Miami. He is 5'10", 198 pounds. He had 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns this year. And when I tell you my boy plays with no wasted movement, when he catches the ball, it's immediate acceleration. He's a route running dude. He'll hit you with a little dead leg, a little hesitation, a little foot fire, and then he's out of there before you know what happened. He separates, instant with his breaks, but also manipulates his speeds as a route runner, so you're kind of screwed when you're in off coverage because he might hit you with a little dead leg and a little foot fire, and then and on the very next play, he's just going to run straight at you for 10 yards and then break it out, and you're still standing there waiting for him to make a move. He's a separator. He's the slot dude in this class, I think. He's a slot dude that's a threat everywhere. Just okay after the catch. I don't think he's a burner, but he is more than just running slants and outs and screens. He can get down the field and make plays down the field. Xavier Restrepo, Miami. Restrepo is Cuban. Okay. All right. Make me look up his parents. I believe you. I'm just saying he's, most receiver. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Where's that going? So anyway, I thought that was fun. It gives you a whole bunch of names to play with. Maybe I'll do that with different positions on a different day. But I just gave scouting reports on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, although at least one was repeated. So 17 players. That's fun. You know what I meant.
My name is Jeff.
Hey, Bri.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
I think it's a hot dog, too.
Right. I didn't miss any supers, did I? It's trivia night. I got to get my mind right. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you're a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, but you're the Jake Peralta of Dallas Cowboys media. Burden, Hampton, Savion. Oh, boy, we'd be having fun with that. Let's go get some 40 burgers. I loved Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's been a long time since I watched it. Jake, was he the main guy? Jake was the main guy, right? I liked the captain. Captain died, didn't he? Rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers. All right, I'll look up his ancestors. I'd like to apologize to the Cuban community who's in here. Shout out. I don't know how many Cuban receivers we got. You know how it works in the NFL. If you're a little bit light, you fall into the look like me category. Okay? That's how it goes. Everybody have a day. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. Enjoy a nicotine patch on each arm. I love you.